Who doesn't love a good dance at the start of a six-pack?
Got to get it going.
Got to get it going, get everyone in the mood, get it all pumping. Jay, how the hell are you, mate?
I am one tabulous, happy, and good to go.
Awesome. Mate, what a big week it's been.
Yeah.
What a big week. Some breaking news has just come out. I'll talk about that in a second. But the first thing, something rather bizarre actually happened early this week. A good friend of the channel, Darth Dawkins. He's a beloved member of our community, as we all know. Darth Dawkins won his first debate. I was pretty impressed. I mean, what did you think?
I thought he did wonderful.
Yeah, it's I think he surprised us all. I mean, we've seen Darth Dawkins lose many a debate, but no, he came in, he won it. And as a bit of a surprise, we've actually got the great man himself. He's here, and we're going to congratulate him. So we'll bring him in. Darth Dawkins, welcome to the stream, Darth. Congratulations on a sensational win. How are you feeling?
Well, since I was debating someone on your canceled channel that had no cosmological, epistemological, or any other logical sense, it wasn't very hard to win that debate.
This is true. I mean, it was a bit of a simple one, I guess, even for you. So it's, I mean, when after the debate, I mean, did you sort of walked around? Was your head held a little bit higher? Was it? Did you? How did you feel? I mean, was it a proud moment for you? Well, I mean, all these years, and you finally got a win.
I disagree with that. All of my debates are wins because
no. You did win. No, I know you disagree, but you did win.
Please stop speaking.
Yeah, you're talking over me. Sorry, look, we've had to mute Darth Dawkins there. Look, Darth, I know that you used to not winning debates, but you did win this debate the other day. You did.
I am the master debater. I mean, debater, master debater.
You are the master debater. There is absolutely no one can debate en masse quite like you, Darth. Bring him in. Ed, it's just.
I was trying so hard not to laugh.
Dude, I was trying to. I mean, we lost Jay. I mean, we lost Jay straight away in there. He had nothing in the end. He had nothing. But, I think it's official. Robert X has nailed it there. Ed is even better than the real thing. I don't know how to tell you this, but Ed is the real thing. Ed is Darth Dawkins. Oh dear, becoming a Hindu again. No, I'm just going to say this. This week there's been enough atheists converting. We don't need another one. So I think no more atheist conversions. We will talk about that tonight as well. So a bit of breaking news that just hit, and I guess for those of you who aren't in Commonwealth nations, it's probably not going to be as important, or maybe it is important to those, not as important to those who are. Critical cripple. I have seen the news. It's very sad. Prince Philip has passed away. Aged 99, just a couple of months. I think he was 2 months shy of his 100th birthday. So, it's sad, I guess, when you come from a Commonwealth nation. Well, for some of us, not for all. There's some people who really, really hate the royal family. I don't think Godless Scummer will be shedding too many tears, but it's a bit of a strange feeling, I guess. I guess it would be a lot sadder if we lost the Queen, I think. I think if the Queen went, I probably would have cancelled the show. Out of respect.
I actually looked at something not too long ago. Somebody said something about what happens when the Queen dies. Apparently, when she dies, they go into Operation London Bridge, I think is what it's called.
London Bridge. Yep.
Yeah, and everything shuts down and can only show news about her.
Yep.
Radio and TV, it all has no normal programs. It's all got to be about her. And
yep, it'll basically be 24 hours of wall-to-wall coverage on Her Majesty, and that would be it. It's I think the London Stock Exchange
everything
closes for 7 days. But I mean,
no laws can be passed or messed with, or none of that stuff.
Well, no, it would be impossible to pass a law anyway, because all laws have to have royal assent. Which actually, I don't know what that would mean for Commonwealth nations like Australia. Potentially, it could actually mean the same for us, because technically, I guess, in America you've got the president, but we've got the Queen. So technically, the Queen will, it's very much a figurehead. The Governor General, through the Queen, will sign off on any legislation before it can become law. So it's interesting. Now, for those who are asking, Jen, talk about just not committed to the cause. Moving house.
There you
go. 4.5. I mean, it's not like it's, she's moving one suburb, which is like, it's 4.5 hours away. It's around the corner. So, I'm massively disappointed with Jen. I mean, where's the commitment? It's, it's like, you got shocking. Yeah. Another semi-regular member of the crew decided to go to work today. I mean, what's wrong with people?
And Raven corrects you. She's shifting, not moving.
What's the difference? Is there a difference?
She likes shifting. It's the same thing.
I don't know. I don't see. We don't really use that over here because it's too close to shifty, and shifty, that's like someone who's a little bit dodgy. Oh, you're a little bit shifty, mate. I've lost you guys there, haven't I?
No. You're just outnumbered this week.
Bloody Americans. Yeah. Seriously.
Nobody's going to agree with you. You're canceled.
Yeah.
Oh, look, you two may as well jump on. I mean, there's enough other people trying to cancel me at the moment. It's funny. It's every time, at least once a week, I hear that there's four groups. Some of those groups are individuals. Some of those are, I don't want to say too much because A, I don't want to give them attention, and B, don't want to give them attention. But yeah, I always laugh when they try and tell people to stop having anything to do with me, and thinking that those people will, and these people just run to me. And because it comes from multiple sources, it's just like, seriously, like, get a life. Like, it's people need to do other things. Like there's plenty of,
be all over canceling Chris. Everybody knows this.
Heaven forbid that I have a different opinion to them on some issues. Shocking. Well, we should all engage.
That's how the internet works. If you don't agree with them, then you automatically should be canceled.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll call one person. I'm going to call out Raven. Raven's always trying to cancel me. Her and that Jay. Oh man, Jay.
Yeah, watch out with that Jay guy. He's kind of a douche.
Kind of. There's no kind of about it. Completely. So speaking of douches, let's talk about the atheist community this week. Because there's been a few in there, and no, I say that in jest, because 99.9% of people in the atheist community are awesome. But it was a bit of a big thing this week when I guess those who haven't seen, so Justin, who has the EA show, or the Empathetic Atheist show, actually converted live on stream to Islam, of all things. I heard pieces of the argument, and there's a lot more to it. It's apparently this has been a process that's been happening with him for months and months now. Not going to lie, I was shocked as hell. I was on his show about a week and a half ago, and he sort of mentioned that he was really getting into philosophy, and I sort of made a joke about how I just avoid philosophy because it's not my thing, and really I don't think philosophy is that important. I think too many people, there's too much emphasis that gets put on philosophy, and really philosophy proves nothing. Proves absolutely nothing, because all it is opinions and ways of thinking. Now, you can have logical thought, but that doesn't mean you're right. You can have illogical thought and be right. And maybe that's me philosophizing and I'm wrong. I don't care, because I'm not a philosopher. But yeah, it was rather strange. But what's really disappointing is there's been, I mean, look, there's always going to be people who are surprised and upset with the reactions. No, Darth's already converted me. Darth did convert me. Darth made me more of an atheist. If I was ever teetering on the edge. Incidentally, all the Christians that have tried to convert, Justin, and I've seen a lot of it happen, and he goes the other way. It kind of, I did have a little chuckle under my breath because I thought of all the Christians who have tried their asses, and there were some who were really going at him hard. Like they were going to convert him and bring him to Jesus, and far out, he's completely gone the other way on them. So that did give me a chuckle. But look, I get people are going to be surprised, upset, maybe even feel a little bit betrayed. I understand that. That's normal when, I guess, people who are in a community make such a big shift against, I guess, what that community, or the core of what that community is about. But what's really been disappointing is some of the absolute vitriol that's been thrown his way. And there has been some bullshit that's been thrown his way. Some people who just want to go after him. Some of the celebrity atheist YouTubers, as I'll call them, have decided that, all of a sudden they want to talk to him and get him on, we'll get him on this program that I do, and that'll show him. Like as if there's some fucking big guru that's going to, use their magic words to, look, he's on a journey. He's doing his thing. I don't get it. I don't agree with what he's done, but he's still the same bloke I spoke to a week and a half ago.
And it's his choice. It doesn't matter what his choice is. It's his choice. When it comes down to it, it has no bearing on your life whatsoever.
No. And look, if he starts spouting out, like things that are, like anti-LGBT stuff, if he, starts talking about women as second-class citizens, okay, well, in that case, it'll be a different time.
Yeah, that's a different story. When you start attacking human rights and stuff, that's a little bit, a little different. But if it's his choice if it's his choice to convert to Islam, it's his choice.
Exactly. And what happens is he's raw. He's raw as hell at the moment because he's just, made this big life-altering decision. He's being embraced by one side, and the other side is attacking him. And the sad thing is there's so many people in the atheist community, and one of the biggest challenges that we have in the atheist community is how people are treated when they leave religion, how they're shunned by their family, how, their social circles just disappear. They become a pariah, and it can be a very lonely thing. And it's really disappointing to see the community. What's happening here. Yeah, and I get that we're people, we're all people. But there's some people who I think, who are really sending some hate. And I'm not going to name and shame anyone. I will say I'm not talking about Nakasuji. I am absolutely not talking, because I know he did a video today. I am not talking about him. I didn't disagree with everything that was in his video. I disagreed with a couple of things, but that's not who I'm talking about. So I just want to be super duper clear, because I know he's had stuff out there. But there is people in the community who really should know better, I think, because all they're doing is they're treating someone the way that they were treated, and it's a bit disappointing. But I mean, look, he can do him. He can do him. If we all treat him like assholes, all that's going to happen is the side that's embracing him is just going to bring him in tighter. And if anyone's ever going to get radicalized, that's when they get radicalized. Like, okay, yeah. Ed, okay. When I interviewed you and we were talking about how you got into white supremacy when you were in prison, I remember one thing you said was you got attacked you didn't go in to prison as a white supremacist.
No.
But you got attacked by, I guess, a group and embraced by another. And because that group was there embracing you, that's how people get radicalized.
I would say that's how people begin getting indoctrinated. Mm-hmm. Radicalization will come after you're indoctrinated.
but it's sad, and look, I look at it this way: it's he's still the same guy I spoke to a week and a half ago. I've actually I had a chat, or I say a chat, like a brief exchange over Messenger today, and just sort of, he's all good, but just to make sure that he's all right. He seems to be a bit better with it all now. He did a video today. It was a bit of a strange day because we started the day. When I say we started the day, I guess it was probably last night for all of you on the funny side of the planet. But I woke up to Nakasuchi had done a video, and look, I didn't agree with everything he said, but I didn't disagree with everything as well. I thought, it's just like anything. It's, I don't think you drink the Kool-Aid and just go, I agree with everything because we think the same on one particular issue. Then Justin did a response video, and it was a bit weird because you jump onto the EA channel and it's normally him and a couple of atheists chatting. It was him and two Muslim guys, and they were just kind of poking a bit of fun at Nock, and I thought there was a few things where, okay, they were right. I think they were within their rights to pull him up, but there were some things where they were really out of line too. Like, as there was some bit of smug undertones and some chuckling, and I just thought, you know what, like, these people don't know who Nock is. That ain't cool. And I get Justin's raw, so But anyway, I reached out to Justin, and what I've said to him is, I'm happy to organise for him and Nock to have a chat. And I think that could be interesting. So Justin sort of said, yes, I think Nock's still asleep. So maybe when Nock wakes up, he'll see that, and he might say yes, or he might tell me where to go. I don't know. No, I got on pretty well with Nock.
Nock, I'm pretty sure Nock would have a conversation with him.
Yeah. I think so too. And I think it's I'm probably pretty lucky that I get on with both of them.
See, I don't know Justin at all. I've never seen him. I don't know anything about him.
Okay.
I've talked to him a couple of times, not a whole lot, but I'm with Chris. Like, listen, and like Jay said, his decision's not affecting anybody but him until he decides to start becoming, one of these radical Muslims talking about, people's human rights. He can do him, like, whatever.
But the thing is, we can't assume that that's what's going to happen. It's, not everyone. No. Yeah. I mean, there's good and bad in every community. I mean, technically, if you look at what's in the Bible, okay, if you were to go just strictly off the Bible, well, the church on every corner would have, slave auctions of a morning, the women would all be shunned to one side. That's not how it works. And look, there's some assholes in the Islamic community, and there's some fucking radicals, but there's some decent people who just want to live their lives. Like, there's some people who, you could walk past them in the street and there would be nothing that would identify them as being Islamic, as they're not, no headscarves and burqas or anything, which I don't like. I'll be straight up. I don't like those. I'm against the burqa. I'm very obviously against the burqa. But like, people are people.
I've got a different take on the burqa, where I understand what it's used for. Mm-hmm. But if the women, if that's their belief and that's what they choose to do, if it's their choice, because some do have a choice.
Okay.
Some do have a
hang
choice.
On.
Some don't.
No, see that's where we're different. I'll tell you why. If it's a choice, what happens if they take it off?
Well, yeah, then they get. Then
that's the thing. That ain't a choice. That ain't a choice. If you take the burqa off and you get shunned by your family, or that's where I've got a big issue with it, and what's behind it. The funny thing is, it's actually not in the Quran that you have to wear one. It is a cultural thing, and it's like a 5th century fucking throwback. It's insane, but it is absolutely not a choice. I don't think it's.
And I'll correct myself. Yeah, I completely forgot about that aspect of it. About it, what happens if they take it off.
So, I actually should have got Ed to say that. That way, Ed could have won 2 debates in a week. Could have been a good week for Darth Dawkins.
Look, I admitted I was wrong, and I changed my mind.
Excellent,
wait a minute.
excellent.
I'm not an atheist. Okay, so never mind. It doesn't count.
Well, you're not an atheist yet. Well, I'm working on the deconversion of Jay. We've still got that stream set up. It's I think we're about 7. Yeah, it's a few months. We planned it a year in advance. The deconversion of Jay, so that'll be
But you didn't. It doesn't specify what I got to deconvert from. It doesn't say I can deconvert from Buddhism, but I don't have. Doesn't mean I deconverted into an atheist.
Oh, good point. Good point. We'll have to work hard. Hard. We'll get you into something. We'll get you into something good. Don't worry.
Well,
all right.
Speaking about people in the Islamic community, though, I went on that show. I don't know. It was a couple of months ago, I guess. Now, Me and You Education, and it had Ivan Humble from the UK and Imran. I
remember you talking about that.
Yeah, Imran Muhammad, I think his name is. He's a Muslim. He's an imam, actually, and he was one of the most respectful people that I've ever interacted with. I mean, he didn't even.
One thing I'll give the online Islamic community is they are always very respectful when they're doing their thing. They do it in a very kind and caring way. And it's a similar method to the one that a lot of churches use, love them to Jesus, we used to call it.
Imran, though, he says right out there for everybody to hear that, how the hell did he put that? His whole thing is trying to get people away from this extremist, Islamic belief, because he doesn't believe that has anything to do with his religion. You can believe in God. That doesn't mean you have to die and kill people for your God. That's not what any of that says.
And I mean, that's not something that's exclusive to Islam. It happens a lot more in that religion. It's probably because of where it's located in the world. But I mean, there's Buddhist terrorists in where was it? So I think it might have been a part of Myanmar. I could be wrong, but they were like doing some horrific sort of stuff. We've seen in Africa the Christian terrorism. Against. It happens everywhere. It really does. I think at the end of the day, my attitude is some people are just arseholes. Some people aren't. Yeah. It is what it is.
I like Christian Duffield's little answer there. He says, I'm going to convert from Bud to Coors Light. Now, see, here's the thing.
Well, that's like converting. That's like converting from shit to farts.
I like Coors Light, so that's really not that far of a conversion for me. Now, if I was going to convert from Bud to Guinness, now that's a fucking completely different conversion. Because I think Guinness tastes like swallowing fucking dishwater.
It depends which Guinness you get. There's the stuff from Ireland itself is decent, and if it's on tap and poured right. If it's the stuff in a can, that is woeful.
Yeah, I don't like dark beer. There's just something it's too bitter for me, I guess.
It's good for cooking. It's good for cooking. If you ever you do a Guinness stew, you won't taste the Guinness so much, but it really brings out the flavor of a meat. So
yeah, Raven loves Guinness. Didn't we do something, Raven, with cooking with Guinness on something? I remember that seems like we did something about that.
I like that you say we.
Well, yeah, because I cook too.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's not what Raven says.
Bullshit.
Oh dear. Christian, you're right. Christian is from the UK. He drinks warm beer. Ooh, it's probably warm Fosters as well. They drink a lot of Fosters in the UK. It's yes.
If Jake first to Guinness, then he will be truly saved.
Yes, spoken like a true pom.
And Raven said Zane was going to cook something with Guinness.
Oh, there we go. And she also said he never helps at all. So
bullshit.
There we go. Raven, no. Raven would not lie to us. Let us be very, very clear about that. Raven just wouldn't lie. It's not in her nature. It's not in her nature. So, dear. So, Grumpy, Ed, you want to debate?
Yeah.
Tell us your thoughts. What did you think? Because for those who didn't see, it's and we'll put the link in, but it's the last video that was on this channel. Ed debated a guy called Christopher, which was really weird because that's my name too, and we had to really differentiate that his views weren't mine. And he had this argument that black people were genetically more violent than other races. And to your credit, Ed, you kept it composed through the debate, which my opinion, and it's a biased opinion, I think you won. I think you absolutely smashed him. I think he started off okay, and actually seemed composed. And I thought, all right, he might actually, present an argument here. But then he just kind of wanted to get into definitions and all this bullshit that I knew was going to happen, and just completely lost it. Lost all credibility for himself. But Ed, what did you think? Let's get your take on it.
Honestly, I think I could have done better. I kind of let my emotions get in the way, and I just kept focusing on the fact that I can't stand this freaking kid. Like, he's just so ignorant and disrespectful.
I'm just going to say hashtag ignorant.
Yeah. LOL.
Yeah.
I could have done better. There were a couple of things that I did forget, that I was going to bring up, and a couple of questions that I should have asked him. One thing I wanted to ask him is what even got him on this idea, because if him or his girlfriend, for that matter, and if they happen to see this, if either of them tell me they heard this or came on this idea because they read an article by J.P. Rushton, that would have been the end of the freaking debate, because J.P. Rushton is, listed on the SPLC website as being nothing but, a freaking white supremacist propaganda preacher. So
I think it was, it's, and for those who didn't see it, the whole hashtag thing, he kept asking about why do you think it's hashtag all? And it was just,
sort of because that's the way you presented it. You presented it as all. You didn't say.
No, but I'm talking about the hashtag thing. And that was the debate topic, and I knew because I'd sort of seen a little bit, I thought what's going to happen here is the second he starts to lose the debate, we're going to get caught up in definitions. So that's why beforehand I said to both of you, I went, right, I want your definition on because definition, a number of things. And we still, there was things I should have got further definitions on, apparently. But even then, he would have found something else that we would have had to have gotten a definition on.
Yeah, because he's constantly trying to move the goalposts.
Yeah, and that's what. And then he was actually he did a little bit of a Darth Dawkins thing where you had him on the ropes at one point, like you had him on the ropes, and then all of a sudden his girlfriend starts piping in. She was talking throughout the whole debate, telling him what to say and all that. Like, I don't know. I think you were debating two people, which I don't think you would have cared if that was the case, if they were both on screen and both wanting to debate. Okay.
Now,
but it was set up as a one-on-one.
Here's the thing. This started with his girlfriend on Twitter, and I started proving her wrong on Twitter. She started losing on Twitter, so she tagged him in, but claims that she didn't tag him in to help her with this argument. Yeah, you did, because you knew you couldn't freaking, debunk anything I was saying. You knew you were being debunked. You couldn't present actual evidence, so you called in some help. And then it somehow turned into me debating him instead of her. Well, now we're back online here. I'm going to be debating her on Agree to Disagree this coming Wednesday. Okay. And it's going to go a whole lot better than the debate that I had with him.
You have a bit of moderator, I'd say, to start with.
Well, in her defense, she is more respectful than him. Hi there, Boulder.
Well, that's not going to be too hard. But the thing is, because I think you said you made some comment about, well, hang on, who am I debating? And he's like, I want that moderator. Yeah. He did that a couple of times. I came in and went, there's nothing here. It's like, what's wrong? We had a set, and that's the thing. There was a set of rules that everyone agreed to beforehand. I think there's about 10 different things in there. I read them out at the start of the debate. I said, does everyone agree? And Ed went, yeah, that's what we agreed to. And he sort of goes, oh, to an extent. And I was like, no. That is what was written. That's what you agreed to. Do you agree? Oh yeah, I agree with that. I'm like, right, yeah, good on you. Good try. But then he kept doing this thing with hashtag this and hashtag that, and then going LOL. Like, Ed would say something he didn't like, he'd just go LOL. I'm like, that's the kind of shit my 10-year-old was doing a year ago, but it's not cool anymore.
Yeah. Christian asked, what science did he use to back this up? He didn't.
It wasn't science.
He didn't.
He was using some thing that I think you said had been debunked called the warrior gene or some crap like that, which
he's trying to use. Both of them are trying to say that MAOA with the 2 repeatable variant is more prevalent in Black people, and therefore it makes them this cat is killing me. Therefore it makes them more violent than white people or Asians. That's been debunked. Like, there is no evidence for that. Every paper on that study clearly says there is no definitive proof that this is the cause.
And incarceration rates come down to like a number of factors anyway. Like
that's the thing.
It's socioeconomic. If you're going to tell me that the Vikings, who are the whitest people ever, weren't as violent as hell.
Here's the thing, though. They're not using incarceration rates. They're using the arrest rates. First of all, those people aren't convicted of anything. They're arrested. So until you have all the convictions, you can't use arrest records. I've been arrested and released because I was found not guilty. Does that arrest mean I'm a violent person simply because I was arrested? Come on, you're conflating.
I think if you ran into Christopher in an alley, I think that warrior gene might come out. Yeah,
I'd be convicted for that arrest.
But in your defense, it would be hard not to. I'm sitting there listening to go LOL. I'm just like, oh man, I would just. You've got a punchable face. You've got a very punchable face.
Yeah, but runners. Remember though, runners are violent too.
Yeah.
That was right. He starts going, what evidence? It's motion. Any kind of motion is a form of violence. So therefore, runners. People who run, so the fast runners, that proves violence or something like that.
Because they break records.
They break records.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so and breaking a record is a form of violence. And they're just going, what the? Like, seriously? I mean, so does that mean that Australian swimmers are more violent than anyone else in a pool? So we break records.
Phelps must have been one violent motherfucker then.
Hey, he was almost violent enough to be Australian, that guy. He used to go well. He was okay.
Apparently, Joe Biden broke the record for most votes ever for a president, so he must be violent. He broke that record.
That's which is pretty impressive for a bloke who can't walk upstairs. I'm just going to put that out there. It's pretty impressive. Sorry. I laugh at American politics like it's seriously, he was the best you had. That's funny. But no, it was, that's right. He kept saying that Ed didn't understand the actual definitions of words he was using. I'm pretty sure at one point, because you got a definition, I'm pretty sure you went to like the Oxford Dictionary or something like that to get the definition rather than the bullshit one. It's like, break a record, that's violence. You can just imagine they've arrested Usain Bolt for breaking records because we just can't have that level of violence.
Yeah, well, that's when he came up with the whole breaking records things is violent, because I showed him the actual definition and it said something in there about breaking things.
I mean, does he think that records are only broken by like darker skinned people?
I guess.
I hate to break it to him, but like, no, like I don't think that there's been like it's. And it comes down to physiological things. Like it's people with African background are better runners because it's just the way they've developed, the way that they had to live, as opposed to people of European who weren't running as much. But Europeans tend to be better swimmers because we've got a different sort of muscle mass. There's different. There's certain ethnic groups or certain nationalities that seem to win the same event a lot. I guess I think that's fair to say. Northern Europeans tend to win a lot of swimming. People of African descent tend to win a lot of running.
Isn't there like a little Chinese lady that's running around breaking the like eating records?
Yeah.
No, that's a little Japanese dude, isn't it? Hot dog man. He's like, he inhales that shit.
Oh, there's a lady.
There's a lady.
Like, I don't remember if she's Chinese or Japanese. Yeah, she's going around just out eating everybody.
I'd have to be Japanese. The Japanese are masters at eating competitions.
Yeah, I know who Jay's talking about. I don't know, where she comes from, like what if she's Japanese or Chinese or whatever.
We'll find her. So it's eating. But have you ever seen the way that they go into those eating competitions? What the tactics are?
Grapes and lettuce.
And an hour before they'll fill themselves with water to stretch their stomachs and then get rid of it all, just so they can get more in. It's just like it's insane.
Yeah,
it's just like eating competition lady. So that's really. Well, there's eating competition lady dies. That's no good. We've got an American one. Called so we'll try Japanese. I reckon she'll be Japanese. Who knows? If anyone knows, it could be Yuka Kinoshita.
I like Christian's comment in the chat, though. I knew it. The UK cricket team are the most violent.
Yeah, the only thing they're breaking is bats. Poms can't
that's violence
to save their life.
That's violence. You're breaking a bat, you're violent.
Well, the other thing, they're breaking the hearts of the English sports fans too. So look, we'll be very clear, and Jeff, the Godless Scummer, would get this, but when it comes to Australians and the English, we are very competitive against each other in sports. There's a lot of stick that goes both ways. Probably more so from us because we win all the time. Like there's 70 million of them, 20 million of us. We're always beating them. But anyway, that's just a side note. So, but yeah, if anyone can find the I've got a couple of options for competitive eaters.
Yeah, she's ranked number 5, and it's Miki Sudo out of Tampa, Florida.
Okay, so American.
But she's number 5 in with the males.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the top rankings, the eating competitions, men and women. She's ranked number 5, and then number 9 is Michelle Lesko from Tucson, Arizona.
Can I ask you, is the top 10 just like America?
Let's see: California, Massachusetts, Virginia, Cali, Florida, Georgia, Japan, Arizona, Illinois, and the UK.
Americans. Well, there you go. We have proof Americans are genetically more violent than non-Americans because they break eating records. They bite down, I think we sort of jokingly said the debate was a bit of a shit show, but man, he was terrible.
Now, and the rest of the eaters all the way ranked to number 50 are all American.
Of course they are.
There's two people not from the U.S. in the top 10 ranking top 50 ranking. One's from Japan, one's from the UK.
I did notice, though, there are a couple of people who got on my case about doing this debate. One person said
might be a little bit careful there. Let's not mention names. Let's not mention names.
No, I saw a comment on Twitter. It was on Twitter under the link that you put up for the debate. And I don't know who the person is. It's not somebody I follow or even know of. And they said something about, why do people on social media pick the worst possible people for debates? Listen, I never claimed to be a scientist. This wasn't really about science. This was me trying to prove that this pseudoscience that this kid is presenting is nothing more than a far-right conspiracy belief. There is no actual science behind this, and that's why I took this debate. It wasn't the fact that I was trying to debate him on genetics or anything else. I wanted to prove the point that he doesn't know anything about genetics and is pushing a conspiracy theory. And I think I did that rather well.
But there's nothing wrong with, there's nothing wrong with having an argument or a debate online. I mean, look, it's not like you're standing in front of, Oxford University in a formal debate setting, that's being viewed by millions of people. I mean, really, it's, a couple of hundred people will see it. And I don't know why people are so afraid to let different ideas and bad ideas get brought to light, because the best way to be able to combat them is to know exactly what they're talking about, and the next person that comes across someone who's got that same argument, well, maybe they watched Ed's debate and they've gone, oh, hang on, well, I know this, and this. And not everything has to be a scientifically perfect and well presented. Not everything is, a thesis.
Well, and it's not just that. Like, I'm not going to let this bad idea just be out there festering, drawing more people in. I'm going to oppose that.
Yeah, as you should, as you absolutely should. It's otherwise. I could say to half of the atheist community, stop arguing with Christians. None of you have studied theology. Stop arguing with Christians. All you're doing is repeating Matt Dillahunty's stuff. I'll call it stuff. I'll be nice.
He kept saying that you're speaking from emotion, not logic.
Yeah.
That's a ridiculous argument, because we all have emotion. Okay, but that doesn't negate the point.
Not only that, I'm not trying to speak from either emotion or logic. I'm trying to speak from my knowledgeable standpoint on this.
Yeah, but it's your emotional response to it.
No.
That's what he kept saying.
Yeah, I know.
I know it's not, but that's what he kept saying. He's like, no, you're thinking from your emotions, though.
Yeah. It's not the fact. It's not the fact that I've had people who know this science and are actually geneticists explain to me why this idea is wrong.
Didn't Kat send you something?
No. Actually, she sent me the article that I was looking for. The girl that I'm going to be debating, Deidre, Christopher's girlfriend.
I thought I seen something that Conspiracy Cat sent you something.
So he may have, and I didn't see it yet.
I do actually want to give credit where it's due, though. I'm amazed he's got a girlfriend. Like, seriously,
brain bug.
Flowers.
Hashtag far out.
Flowers growing shit too, man.
LOL.
LOL. But seriously, if my daughters or my son ever brought home anyone who started going hashtag this LOL, I would turf them out of the house so fucking quick it wouldn't be funny. Like, seriously, it's just.
Yeah. Brain bug sent me some stuff. And listen, if anybody else out there has anything you think I can use, hit me up. Send it, because I am not a scientist and I'm not an intellectual type. I have to read stuff over and over and over and over again to retain it. I'm more hands-on. If I can work with my hands, I'll remember how to do it. Reading it, not so much.
So I'll change the topic a bit. So, because I'm always interested in asking Americans what news they get. Have you guys got the news about the AstraZeneca vaccine?
Okay, let me see. There was it in Scotland, right? Is that the one
and
you're talking
Australia,
about?
yeah. Mainly in the UK, yeah.
There's something about a couple people that got sick, right there after taking it or something like that. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, the UK's banned it for anyone under the age of 30. We've banned it for anyone under the age of 50. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I hadn't heard that. What I had seen, I think it was in Scotland. They had a vaccine station set up outside like a, they had the whole thing outside like a sporting goods store, there in Scotland somewhere, and like 5 or 6 people, like out of like 30 or 40 of them that they'd started up, they got sick like right there on the spot.
Blood clots. Yeah. People getting blood clots and some pretty bad issues. So
they shut that down and went, no.
The only reason I asked that is because I've just gone to have a look at the news in Australia, which there's a lot of Prince Philip, let me tell you.
My news has been clouded with mass shootings.
So just Tuesday in America.
Let's see, since Monday, let's see if I can name them all off. Georgia, South Carolina, Texas, Illinois. I think there was one in Tennessee. That's the ones I can remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, there we go. Lots of Prince Philip today in the news. So, which only 4 stories, but yeah, I saw that because we basically there'll be no more AstraZeneca in Australia, so we're scrambling to get more. But fortunately, I think we've 2 weeks with no active cases again, so not since I went to Queensland.
Yeah, I'll show you what Yahoo's got going on. So we got teen car crash, Prince Philip dead. Some anchor says I have to walk away. Texas Senate passes national anthem bill. Who knows why? Wheel of Fortune, a trucker, and then Elizabeth Hurley's flaunting her boobs. That's Yahoo for you.
No, so we get those. We get a lot of Kardashian stories here for some reason, and Married at First. Do you guys have Married at First Sight in the US?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's this just garbage addictive reality show where what they do is they initially the premise was they did all these compatibility tests to get people to basically married. They marry on the spot like an arranged marriage, and then they sort of follow them around to see how it all.
Oh yeah, we got something like that. I forget what it's called though.
But they kind of turned it into this thing where now they all live together, and they're always getting drunk and fighting each other, and it's just like it's just like trash TV, but it's good at the same time.
This is the main page for MSN. I like this one down here. California man who propped dead wife up as a Christmas for kids open.
Oh, actually, you know what? I think we can beat that headline with one we had here today. I'm hoping it's still there, but it was. Surely it will be. Surely it will be, because it was to do with a penis in a freezer. So,
oh my God.
I'm just going to, I don't know why I'm Googling this, but I'm just going to Google penis in a freezer. Because there was an interesting story about they found the, so it was amazing.
Hanging out with you guys is why the FBI keeps tracking my Google.
I keep telling you, man, just get a regular Pornhub account. So here's the headline and the story from it's sensational. So charged over second castration surgery as owner of frozen penis found. almost a year after they found police found a severed human penis and testicles in a Brisbane tradie's freezer. While investigating a separate castration, the eunuch has been identified.
Wow.
Okay.
Yep. Now, I'm just going to point out that happened in Queensland, which, yes, is where Vagrant Sam and Ozman are from. So just putting that out there. That's the strange.
I like this idea.
Drinking at first sight. That's pretty much what Married at First Sight is. But yeah, it's so long as we're not drinking that shit English beer. I mean, none of that warm crap. I mean, it's pretty bad when they're getting. Actually, what I'm wanting to know is
better. This one's better.
Oh dear.
Fucking Peter.
So what I'm wondering is, you know how sometimes if it gets cold, you get a little bit of shrinkage, or that's just the excuse that we use sometimes. I'm wondering if it's shriveled up in the freezer. I mean, if it's frozen, it's going to get pretty damn small.
It's going to have a lot of shrinkage before it freezes. So,
yeah, that's the excuse that we'll use anyway. But yeah, so anyway, that's the kind of story we got in Australia today. Now that reminds me, Ed, you're going to enjoy this. I'm pretty sure I've seen the possibly the dumbest tweet I've seen in a while.
Really?
I love dumb tweets.
And it's right up your alley. It's from someone who is an MD who has a blue tick.
Oh, I know. I think I know who you're talking about.
I'm guessing you've seen it. This is. I would love to get Ed's take on this. So. This is an argument you could use for your debate. So Black and Asian crimes only occur because of our system of white supremacy that strips African Americans of their economic opportunities while taking respect and dignity away from Asian Americans. Also, white people in power are experts at dividing and conquering to stay in power. Ed, the floor is yours, mate. The floor is yours.
I just, yeah. If you haven't seen this tweet, obviously you can tell by the amount of, quote tweets and comments.
2,887. Is that what it says?
Yeah. People just rip this apart because, and I do remember seeing this, and I left a comment in there just saying, make this make sense. What the fuck? What?
Like, seriously. Like, some people are so
just
on this whole identity politics thing. Some people are just so entrenched in it. It's just like people are it's pretty simple. The more that you give people excuses to do the wrong thing, the more they're going to do the wrong thing and then say, but it's not my fault. It's society. It's this, it's that. There's a number of things.
There is someone who I follow. I'm not going to name him because I don't know if he wants to or not, but there's someone I follow on Twitter, and his response was, I'm a black man. If I commit a crime, it has nothing to do with white supremacy, dumbass.
A lot of them were like that too. I know. I've seen it, I'm like, oh, Ed. I think, didn't I send that to you, Ed?
Yeah.
I'm like, you got to look at this.
Yeah, and I just, it's all I could do is like, make this make sense. Like just no, stop. Like, not everything is white supremacy.
But the thing is, when there are actual issues out, because there are issues, obviously in the US, you guys have got some issues. There's no two ways about that. Yeah. But when people post dumb shit like that, all that happens is it's all the actual stuff gets lost in there.
Yeah,
and that's the reality of it. It's people. It's like the little boy who cried wolf.
Yeah,
you keep feeding putting shit out there. So it's actually, here's the example, and I know you're all going to love this, but the media, they put out, Trump sneezed, and there'd be a whole hit piece on CNN about how he hates people with noses or some shit like that. Now, Trump did some really fucking dumb shit. Like, trust me, he did some really dumb shit. But the thing is, the people who either were on the fence or supported him, they'd see the stories about that and just go, oh, it's just another hit piece. Because they were just so used to it. They got desensitized to it. And that's what happens. Like shit like this, it just desensitizes people. It's like when you're constantly throwing in people's face these radical theories, and that's what they are, radical theories. Like I hate it. Look, if a white person walks up to an Indian person and punches them, there's one person to blame, and that's the white person who walked up to the Indian person. If a black person walks up to an Asian person and punches them, there's one person to blame. That's the person who has once again thrown the punch. It's not society's fault. Now, there's a lot of people who get a rougher trot in life, but you can't tell me that some kid living in a trailer out the back of like bumfuck Idaho or whatever is worse off than LeBron James's kids.
Here's the other problem. Putting stupid shit out there like that helps. It makes it easier for people to deny that we have systemic racism in this country. If you blame everything on white supremacy, they're like, oh, see, these people can make crimes and just blame it on the white man. Exactly.
Incidentally, a bit of good news. I just got a message from Knock that's come through. He's happy to have a chat to Justin at some point. Justin said yes, so I'm going to get a time together and see if we can get see if there's an interesting conversation. I don't know how I'll feel about the conversation because obviously, I don't understand what Justin's done. Justin said the only thing is he doesn't want to make it about Islam or defending Islam and I was like, no, we're not after that. I'm absolutely not after that conversation. My channel is not the channel to preach Islam, so we're all good there. But I think it'll be an interesting conversation for them to have on a different viewpoint on what's going on. But that'll be interesting. But I think RNGD, I think you put it right. He does need our support. And look, it's I think the video Knock put out today. I disagreed with some things. I'm also mindful of. I think it's different in America. Like you guys have really got Christianity ingrained hard and religion ingrained hard in life over there. For me, I don't have that here.
We have anti-Islam hard ingrained over here too. Somebody says they're Muslim or whatever. Oh, you're a terrorist. No, it's not how that works.
Yeah, exactly. It's So anyway, it'll be an interesting conversation, but we'll see what it'll be good actually for Justin to have the conversation without the other two guys who were there today, because I thought Justin's response video was off. I really didn't like a lot of what was there. There were some good points in there, and I think there was a lot of things that were kind of misconstrued, and I would even say, like, I don't think we're dealing with unintelligent people. I think they knew there was a bit of misconstruing there, but I don't know. Is misconstruing a word or is it misconstruction? Or I don't know. Someone could correct me on that. But that's something. That's good. So, and worst comes to worst, you know what we can do? We can always get Darth Dawkins to debate one of these guys.
There you go.
And we'll be fine. We've still got to organise that.
I will debate anyone, anytime. I told you earlier, I am the master debater, master D.
Anyway, so obviously we're thinking this. So I just love muting Darth Dawkins. It's like if I could turn it into a game, which incidentally, that reminds me, something I want to organise, and I want to make this a bit of a community event. I want to find out when Darth Dawkins has his next debate, whenever it's organised for. And what we want to do is we want to organise the Darth Dawkins drinking game. Coffee for you, Ed.
Oh boy.
So we're going to set some rules, So every time he does you're talking over me,
take a shot.
That's a drink. Yeah. So things like that. So anyone who is interested in joining in the Dark Organs drinking game, let us know. And I think we can make this. If there was one event that's really going to bring the community together, I think it's the Dark Organs drinking game. Even if it's 7:30 in the morning, get in there, have a couple of drinks, and celebrate Ed's victory.
Woohoo, Ed!
Yeah, I often wonder, it's what the motivation for someone like a Darth Dawkins is. Seriously, it's I don't get it. He knows he's not converting anyone. It's not like he's got this huge group of followers who are supporting him financially or anything like that. If he was making money out of it, okay, I'd go, all right, well, he's just a regular run-of-the-mill charlatan. But I just don't get what's the matter. It's like a Tangelo. What makes them get up every day and just want to argue with atheists using the same arguments, getting the same arguments back, not converting anyone? Because I've said to a Tangelo before, how many people have you converted? Oh, deflect. And was like, none. So why do you do? Surely there's got to be better things you could do with your life. And Tangelo's got kids. I mean, far out. There's got to be better things. I mean, I've got kids and I stream, but my kids are in bed. They're sort of doing it all day, every day. It's just I get the trying to save the masses thing in Christianity, but they ain't saving shit. Really. It's, because it's never again sort of says because they're addicted to being right and winning, but they don't.
Oh, according to them, they do. They always win. Yeah. They always win, no matter what.
Yeah, but there's got to be a point. I mean, look, I've had debates where I've gone, geez, that wasn't for me. I screwed the pooch on that one. And where I've lost, even though I was probably in the right. Still, it's just what's the motivation? It's they've got to realize that for them to win, they would have to have someone going, you know what, Darth Dawkins, I was an atheist. You have convinced me, and now I am a full-on evangelical Christian. Let's go and get those. How can I join your flock? And that ain't happening. He's got a couple of he's arguing with 15-year-old kids on his Discord who are probably just there for a laugh. I mean, anyway. Yeah, and maybe you're right. Maybe they are mentally ill. Maybe. Anyway. What can we do? You look sad, Jay.
No, I'm trying. I'm waiting for something here to show up.
Oh, we got some Jay things coming.
Well, I'm trying to find it. There it is. God damn it, I lost it.
G-Man, no, G-Man doesn't always win. I've never actually spoken to G-Man. I'd be interested in doing that at some point, but I'm also trying to move away from a lot of the I don't know. I think if you've heard one debate, you've heard them all. I think they can get a bit boring and repetitive. It's like the atheist experience. It's been the same thing every week for 10 years. It's just occasionally a different face next to Matt Dillahunty while he hangs up on someone. It's all been done. It's all been done.
Yeah. Kent Hovind's never lost a debate, has he?
Well, no. I mean, he was even wrongfully convicted.
So if you want to check out a Darth Dawkins debate, go to Supreme Leader Streams.
No, that's gone.
No, it's not. I'm on it right now.
Oh, it's back.
Mostly streaming Darth Dawkins debates, sometimes stream other interesting conversations on Discord.
That's Darth Dawkins' channel. Yeah.
What is it, Jay?
It's called Supreme Leader Streams, and it's got a picture. The icon is Kim Jong-il.
Oh, Jesus.
Kim Jong-un.
Is it? Yeah, that is. You're right. It is.
If you were in North Korea, you would have been shot for that.
Yep, probably.
In fact, they're probably coming after you anyway. No, so he's got two channels. So there's the Supreme Leader one that he's got, and the other one's called Grumpy Old Dude. That's where you find him. I'll have to, because I know he did delete his other one, because I went to get a clip of where he was talking some smack about me, and it was gone. I'm just like, damn, the channel's gone. That's it. I was a bit sad because, you know, he's always entertaining. I was going to get his clip of me being the dopey Russell Crowe, and we were going to turn that into some kind of musical thing, but alas, it didn't happen. So if anyone does have any good Darth Dawkins clips where he's saying lovely things about me, let me know, because I do want to get a musical version of it going. Otherwise, I've just got to use Ed, which could work.
Hey, listen, you and I, hold on a second. You and I can go anytime you like.
All right. So anyway, as we were saying.
Fucker.
I don't care what anyone says. That is not.
That's funny right there.
Yeah, actually, I'll tell you who I'm wondering. We've spoken about them before on this channel. The people at Tana Island, because they worship and revere Prince Philip as a god.
Yeah, we've talked about it before.
Yeah, I wonder how that would be. It would actually be rather traumatic for them, I would imagine, at the moment. Like, that would be. I kind of feel bad for them.
Wow, that's.
That's like a living god for them.
Yeah, like, I mean, does anybody know? Like, do they think he's going to come back to them somehow? Or
I'm not too sure. It's I think it's like a reincarnation thing, because my understanding of it was what they believed was that you know, it had been passed through generations and generations, that there would be a strong female, like a strong female leader, like a big female leader, and her husband would be this he's like this reincarnation of their god, and obviously Queen Elizabeth
okay, so now that he's dead, do they think he's going to be reincarnated again, or is he just dead now?
That's what I have a look at. I don't know if anyone's familiar. It's Tana Island. They're in the I think they're Melanesian people. I think they might be near Fiji. I'm just gonna. Oh, sorry, Vanuatu. So it's a part of Vanuatu. So Tana Island.
Check my DMs.
Oh no, sorry, that's the John From. Okay, sorry, I've got the I've got the wrong one. So sorry, Tana Island. They believe John From is their god, which is John From America. Was when they were one of the cargo cults of the 1940s when the Second World War was happening. So never again. We're talking about Prince Philip passed away probably an hour and a half, 2 hours ago.
I know on Yahoo it was reported as 7:05.
So yeah, and what is it? It's about 8:40 there, so about an hour and a half ago. Yeah. The Prince Philip religion, the Prince Philip movement. Okay, so so it is Tana. Okay, so yeah, it is. It's the so the Yao Nanan tribe. They believe him to be a divine being. This is on Wikipedia. So I'll bring this up because this will be interesting. So let me just do that and do that and do that. Okay, so according to Yao Nanan tales, the son of the mountain spirit traveled over the seas to a distant land. There he married a powerful woman and in time would return to them. He was sometimes said to be a brother to John From, which is the John From America cargo cult. The people of the Yao Nanan region believe that Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, the consort of Queen Elizabeth is a divine being. They had seen the respect accorded to Queen Elizabeth by the colonial officials and concluded that her husband, Prince Philip, must be the son referred to in their legends. So that's it's rather okay. It doesn't really have too much. I'd be very interested to. Here's a link to is Prince Philip an island god? I always worry when I click links live stream without. Okay, we don't need to. Okay, yeah, because I yeah, so you can see them. They've got the portrait, and I know that Prince Philip was always obviously we would assume that he didn't believe he was their reincarnated God, but he was always very respectful to them. Like he never denied. He was always they went to visit him in the UK and he saw them and took gifts. I think he actually went to the island.
I remember seeing pictures of him on the island.
Yeah, and he presented they were presented with an official portrait of him, and so there you go. So they would so I'll have to find out about that. So yeah, and the John Frum thing is cargo cults. Cargo cults are interesting. They mainly popped up in the 1940s in a lot of the Pacific Islands, where what would happen is people who had been isolated for very long periods from other societies, all of a sudden the Americans and the Japanese showed up and started building air bases. And, they basically deified the Americans and the Japanese who were there as gods. And even after they left, they built like airstrips and like primitive versions of airstrip and air traffic, like traffic control towers, hoping that it would bring their gods back. But John Frum, they're pretty sure it's John from America. Like their god was John Frum, who they think was saying John from America, and that's where that came from. So yeah, it's cargo cults. They're very, very interesting. It's if you ever really want to get into the study of how religions form and how religious belief can take off in a very short period of time, some of those cargo cult, like they're very dedicated to their beliefs, which are realistically only 80 years old and easily debunked in modern society. So interesting on religion. So anyway, that was a bit of an off-topic rant.
History with Chris.
History with Chris,
We need a little thing we can put up every time you go into your history thing. We can go click.
Well, see, I miss talk because I don't get to talk about history as much anymore because I put my PhD on hold, and I'll say on hold. I hope I get back to it at some point to do law. All of a sudden, instead of spending all day, every day talking history, and I'm now looking at legal premises and criminal law and statutes and legislation and all that fun kind of stuff. It's but really my passion is history.
Well, speaking of history, the first podcast Raven and I will be doing is on the myth of Hercules or Heracles.
Why do you think he's a myth?
Myth. I'm going to rephrase this: myth and legend of Hercules.
Okay. Because everyone knows that Hercules was real. He was in that movie.
Many, many movies. Played by... Can you name actors who's played him?
Kevin Sorbo.
That's it?
Yeah, okay. Off the top of my head, that's it. Kevin Sorbo. And I can only think of him because he's like the worst Christian troll on Twitter.
Okay. Kevin Sorbo, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Lou Ferrigno, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Hang on. The Rock and Schwarzenegger.
Mm-hmm.
Really? When?
Hercules in New York was Arnold Schwarzenegger, which was overdubbed with somebody else's voice.
Oh, wow. That must have been pretty early.
There was another one, for the Ferrigno one. I don't remember the name of that one, but Lou Ferrigno played Hercules. And The Rock just did one not too long ago called Hercules.
I think The Rock's been in just about every movie ever made. It seriously is. Hey, speaking of The Rock, have you guys watching Young Rock?
No.
Oh, seriously, it is a cool show. If you're a wrestling fan, like an old school wrestling fan, it's brilliant. They've got like the Iron Sheik, Macho Man, Andre the Giant,
his dad, and
it is so cool. It is such a cool show, but it's just entertaining as hell. I highly recommend that for anyone. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it.
Yeah, the podcast we're doing is going to be interesting because Raven doesn't know a lot about Heracles, so.
Okay.
And I know quite a bit, but I got to go through and jot notes down and stuff.
Well, that'll be good. So when does that kick off? When's that? I'm looking forward to this, actually.
Within the next, I'd say 2 to 3 weeks. We got some stuff coming up next weekend. We got to go visit some family. But yeah, it should be hopefully soon, maybe sooner, depending on what's going on, because we got to hash out a time where we can sit down and record it. And then I've got to go through and edit it and whatnot. So,
well, I mean, you've got a lot of commitments like Six Pack.
Yeah, Six Pack. At work, Don't
worry about work.
I did last night. Last night I went, I'm not going to work tonight.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, that's all right. I've spent most of the day doing papers and anyway. Scummer, actually, yeah, it's that was something I was going to talk about. So Tim O'Neill. For those who don't know Tim O'Neill, he's got a website called History for Atheists. I'll be honest. I think Tim's got a bit of a glass jaw when people take a crack at him. He gives it pretty good, but But that being said, it's he's pretty forward on history, and he's not wrong on a lot of things. I think he takes a few extremist positions on a few things, in particular to do with the existence of Jesus, which I think is very much a sliding scale grey area. But he takes a pretty hard view. But anyway, there was a post, and once again, I'm not going to name names because I don't want to get into fights with people, but someone had put up that basically they were pretty sure that he wasn't actually a real atheist, but he was an undercover Christian, all because he had dared to challenge some of the big atheist leaders. And it's just like it's fucking ridiculous. Like you disagree with some of these people and they get butthurt like there's no tomorrow, but then all their little sycophants come in on the attack. And it's just like, and I'm not saying this about the original poster. I think it kind of took a bit of a life of its own. But it's just because you've got a podcast doesn't mean, or you know science or something like that, doesn't mean that you're a history expert. I know people with PhDs who aren't history experts, trust me. And one thing about history and historians is we spend more time arguing with each other than anything. I've seen people who are experts in near modern fields that are the same thing who will disagree on extremely fundamental aspects of it. People disagree in history, and especially when you're going back 2,000 years and more, people are going to disagree on shit. But just because, and look, some of these high-profile atheist leaders, podcasters, YouTubers, I hate calling them leaders because they don't lead shit. But you disagree with them, and all of a sudden it's
atheist celebrities.
Yeah, it's like they're the they're the saints and they're the gods of atheism. I was almost going to put a post up today saying, all right, well, whenever someone disagrees with one of the atheist deities, should we stone them to death? Should we shun them? How do we deal with these apostates who are disagreeing with the divine, writings of, like freaking? I'm not going to say them because I think everyone can put two and two together and work out. There's about 3 or 4 of them who really, if you disagree with anything they say, it's like heaven forbid, you're shunned automatically, and they go on the attack. But to Tim O'Neill is not an undercover Christian. Tim O'Neill is an atheist. Like I said, I think he's got a bit of a glass jaw. Like he's had some pretty colourful attacks on a few celebrity atheists. Some of them I kind of chuckled at and didn't disagree with. But when someone hits him back, he doesn't like it. Or if someone disagrees with him, he sort of acts a bit the same. But I mean, like, give me a break. I know Godless Scummer had him on for an interview about a few months back. It was interesting. I didn't agree with everything he said, but he's right on more than he's wrong, and he's right on things that the celebrity atheists are definitely wrong on. Like, it's if you're not a historian, don't pretend you are one. I don't pretend I'm a scientist. I don't pretend I'm a philosopher, because I ain't. Anyway, that's my next rant. Thanks for bringing that up, Jeff. So you should have come here, Jeff. Yeah, we could have spoken about it.
We need a
Jeff,
rant button too now.
This is what happens. I took 2 months off, and I've got all this anger to get off my chest. All this ranting to do. All this get in there and hardcore. That's it, it's like sexual frustration. I just need to get it out.
That's what she said.
Anyway, I'm going to stop ranting, and I'm going to let Jay talk about something.
I got nothing to talk about, really. I'm just enjoying myself. That's all.
I said on a rant about how you don't have anything to say.
No, yeah, but I just don't really care anymore. Things don't bother me like they used to. So, I've gotten to that point where it's like, whatever. I don't do the Twitter wars anymore. I don't do the Facebook wars anymore. I still watch them. I still laugh at them and still go.
They're entertaining as hell.
I still go, that one's fucked up. I did post on Twitter though. Do you think the Catholic Church has a secret hit squad?
Of course they do. That's like common knowledge. All right, Ed, go for it.
Well,
you got something to rant about.
Hang on. Never Again says we never hear from you anymore. Well, that's not entirely true. I'm here. I'm always here. No,
never missing a six-pack.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll go back to the podcast thing. The plan is with our podcast is depending on how it goes. Because mind you, we haven't done one yet. Is the plan maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, put out another one. And we'll do them. I'm going to see what I can do about getting them on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and then put them on YouTube also. So we get them all through there.
Anchor.fm. Anchor.fm. Yeah. I'll hook it all up for you.
Okay.
So that's the thing I know how to do.
Yeah. So
that's Spotify's one, and that'll put it out everywhere.
Okay, so that's the one we're looking to do that, and we want to talk about a lot of things, like myths and legends, historical events like the Salem witch trials, serial killers.
Always comes back to serial killers.
Always,
you have to sneak that in. So
always.
We should. Hey, Raven. Let's do. We can talk about this, that, and serial killers, and serial killers.
But cults, religions, just things that interest us. So a variety, because there's a whole lot of podcasts out there that are catered to one specific type of thing. And the one I've been listening to recently is Necronomipod, which is really funny. If anybody wants a good laugh, go listen to those guys. And that's where I got the idea for it, because they talk about everything, from serial killers to UFO sightings, the Dyatlov Pass incident, mysteries, all kinds of stuff. It's then they're funny. It's three guys. They're freaking hilarious. In almost every episode, they try to squeak in something about Olivia Wilde. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So okay. So you
hang on before.
UFOs. Hang on.
Before
okay.
One thing. Never again. The only thing I can link to you right now is the YouTube channel, and I'll throw that in the chat real quick. Okay, go ahead, Chris.
All right. So UFOs. Okay, so you know a bit about that. What are your thoughts on Bob Lazar?
From Area 51? Complete crack.
Yeah, okay, good. It's not just me that thinks that. Yeah,
no, he's a complete crack. Everything he brought up and tried to say was all thrown out, debunked. He never actually worked like he said he was. The best he was a what they found out it was he worked he was a janitor at the base.
Didn't that get debunked? Like he did work there, but it wasn't. But
yeah, he worked at station, I think it was SSF or something like that, which is in Area 51, and he was a janitor. So yeah, there's I've seen this. No, you didn't. So yeah, Bob Lazar. The only thing you can credit Bob Lazar for is interest in Area 51. That's where the big interest in what happened with Area 51 came about, was because of Bob Lazar.
Because you'd have to think if he was really, revealing secrets, that they would have knocked him off.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been. He'd been shut down real quick.
He'd be. I'll get you to say this for us, Ed, but swimming with the fishes.
Oh yeah, he'd have definitely been wearing some concrete shoes somewhere. You know what I mean?
We know what you mean, Ed. So we're gonna let you rant now. It's Jay's gone from quiet to talking, and we haven't heard from you.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of feedback from people lately about saying that I am leaning towards being a spiritualist. Honestly, I don't even want to put a label on myself. I'm me. I'm on a journey, looking at different things, trying to better understand myself and where I'm at in my life right now. Because ever since I started doing YouTube and pushing back against, the people I push back against, things have kind of taken a turn in my life. I'm getting beat up from both sides. And I need to figure out who I am and what's really important to me. Criticism, that's great. If all you have is ad hominem attacks, though, keep that shit to yourself. I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm just going to start blocking people and not having anything to do with anybody. It's that simple.
Blocking people's a good thing.
Yeah.
I got my block list is huge.
Yeah, if all you can do is make baseless accusations against me, again, I'm just going to start blocking you. I don't want to hear it. If you can't give me a reason why you think I did something wrong, then you have no claim. I mean, either present some reason for why you think I'm wrong and have a adult conversation about it, or piss off. I'm done taking heat from people. And like I said, unless it's constructive criticism, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Although I think I had someone yesterday who was on, I put a post up about what happened with Justin. I didn't mention his name. And some douchebag, I think, put some smart, like, I don't even think it was a smart ass comment. It was just like a real nasty eye. How do we know it's true? It's I don't trust you and this and that. And I was like, I sort of had a quick look. I'm like, all right, sycophant of someone else. I'm just like, you know what? Don't give a shit. Block. It's like it's a block for you and a block for you and a block for you. Then 3 months later, they try and cancel me still.
Yeah, I went through a while back and went, nope, block that person, nope, block that one, nope, block that one, nope, block that one.
Yeah,
and I see shit pop up. And
that's why Twitter's got that. Twitter's got that function for a reason.
Yeah,
it's you deal with who you want to deal with, and you fucking block out what you don't want to listen to.
Yeah, as far as the things I'm looking into, that's for me. Like, don't ask me for what evidence do I have for it. The evidence I have for it. Yeah, the evidence I have for it is it makes me feel better about myself. And that's all that fucking matters.
Me and Jay keep hitting the buttons at the same time. If you see something quickly pop up and go down, it's because
we both did it at the same time.
I gave Jay the power. Jay has
the power. I can end this bitch right now.
Could actually. You could. Speaking of that, we probably should end it soon. Probably should. We've been going an hour and a half. Why?
So?
Because it might be 9 a.m. for you, but it's 11 at night for me.
Yeah. What's going on tomorrow, Chris?
Tomorrow?
What's this weekend?
Oh, okay. I was thinking, hang on, am I meant to be talking about something? But no. Look, it's it's the weekend after Easter. I've got 6 pages on contract law due Monday at 4:00, so that's probably going to take up a good chunk. But in between, there is something really exciting happening. WrestleMania, which I'm pumped for. Actually, it's okay. Jay, you're a WrestleMania fan. You're a wrestling fan, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Have you seen the card? You seen the card?
No, I have not seen the card. I've seen the poster for it, and I've seen Roman Reigns, and I've seen the Scottish dude. I can't remember his name. Right. I can remember the Claymore kick.
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre. Yep.
Or as Bobby Mack says, it's his cousin Drew.
His cousin Drew.
Yeah, he is. I said to him, "Oh, mate, your cousin won the title." Oh, yeah, cousin Drew. Yeah.
But yeah,
he thinks the Earth is flat, and Drew McIntyre is his cousin.
Yeah, you don't know. It might be. He's a McIntyre, so it's all from the McIntyre clan.
Yeah, and well, I thought you were saying, well, you don't know, it could be the Earth is flat. I was going to say,
No.
Well, you've come a long way. Come a long way. Hang on, all right. So I'll bring up the card. Because you know what? Why the hell not? Poor Ed's just there. Ed, you're not really a wrestling guy, are you?
No.
No. All right. Let's bring this up. So Ed, you can just kind of look bored, and we'll get predictions for the card. Ed, you can just guess whoever.
There you go.
All right. So let's have a look. All right. I did say I did want to do this too, so well picked there. All right. Okay, so what will be the main event? So we've got Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan, in what will probably close it. Yeah, hang on. Because Ed knows nothing about it. Ed, which one are you picking? And if you don't know who's who, you can tell us which one of the pictures. You can't say the guy with the beard.
The guy with the leather jacket, I guess.
You go with Edge.
All right, he's going Edge. Okay.
I got to go with the Samoan, man. I got to go with Roman Reigns.
All right. Well, this is interesting because I'm saying Daniel Bryan.
Really?
Yep. This is going to close WrestleMania. It's the first time they've been in front of a crowd for over a year. They're going to want to send everyone away really happy. Nothing will send people away happier than Daniel Bryan. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. All right. So that's
the main card is going to be the Universal Champion.
That's the other one. So we got Bobby Lashley versus Bobby Mack's cousin Drew. Oh, geez, who does Bobby go for? Does he go for Bobby or does he go for a McIntyre? Bobby Mack. This is for the Bobby Mack Championship, the Flat Earth title. Okay, who are you going for there, Ed?
I got to go with Bobby Lashley because that's my mother's maiden name. So
it's easy. Do you know which one is Bobby Lashley?
I have no fucking clue.
the bald guy. Do you know that Bobby Lashley, this is going back about 15 years, there was a WrestleMania match. It was the Battle of the Billionaires, Donald Trump versus Vince McMahon. Bobby Lashley was in Donald Trump's. He was fighting on behalf of Donald Trump in that match.
Oh, I don't want to vote for him now. I want to go with the other guy.
He won. He won.
I don't care. He's a Trump supporter. I can't vote for a Trump supporter. I go with the other guy.
He fought for him. He fought for Trump. He fought for him.
Yeah, I changed my vote. I'll go with the other guy.
I might have to say McIntyre myself too.
Yeah, I'm going McIntyre. I think once again they're going to want to send people home happy, and I think Drew, he missed his WrestleMania moment last year. winning the title for the first time after 16 years in front of a crowd of 0. So that's my tip. Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair.
I don't know who Bianca Belair is.
She won the Women's Royal Rumble. I'll be honest. She's got like this long hair gimmick that flips around, and she's like she's
I know who she is.
The EST because she's the fastest, the quickest, the best.
Yeah, I might have to go with Sasha on this one.
And well, Sasha is Snoop Dogg's niece as well, so.
Yeah, but I've actually seen Sasha Banks wrestle, so.
Yeah. Well, what are you thinking, Ed? Which one? Blue hair or not blue hair?
Not blue hair.
All right, he's on Bianca. I think.
God damn it!
I think Bianca will win, but I'm cheering for Sasha. I like Sasha Banks. She's a lot more entertaining.
I'm gonna call it though. I'm gonna call a Bailey interruption at some point.
I think there's other plans for Bailey. I've got a theory on what's going to happen with Bailey, but I will get to that. All right, so the Raw Tag Team Champions, the New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos.
I know who I'm going for right off the bat. So,
Ed, what are you thinking?
I guess the two smiling guys there, the one holding the belt and the other guy, I guess.
All right, he's on the New Day. What do you want?
I gotta go New Day all the way, dude. Kofi Kingston is the shit. I love Kofi. I don't know who Omos is.
So Omos is about 7 foot tall and solid as hell. I'll find a picture of him standing next to, like an actual picture of him standing next to AJ Styles. No, AJ and Omos will win this. No doubt. That's I would, yeah.
Yeah, it depends on how they write the script.
The Fiend versus Orton.
Well, there's no script, mate. It's real.
Yeah.
In fact, it's so real that this is the Fiend.
What the fuck is that?
Fiend.
Well, he was burnt alive by Randy Orton.
Oh my God.
So his mask changed.
Yeah. So, but he has supernatural powers.
Nah. I'm going Orton. I got to go Orton with the RKO.
Who's winning this one, Ed? Who's winning this one?
Why? Obviously, the Fiend with supernatural powers.
Okay, all right. I'm on the Fiend as well. I think the Fiend. I mean, he survived being burnt alive.
It's WrestleMania, dude. Orton's going to come with an RKO from out of nowhere.
Hang on a second.
What?
Is AJ Styles actually a flat earther?
I hadn't heard that.
I hadn't heard. I know he's deeply religious, but okay, no problems.
Huh.
There is a kind of flat Earth character at the moment, but that's
good Lord.
All right, so Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. This is a match I am looking forward to. This is the one I want to see. I know who I'm going for. Ed, who's your tip, Ed?
I don't know. Is Rhea Ripley, related to Ripley from the Alien movies?
No, but she is Australian.
And we know who Chris is going for.
Oh yeah, Rhea Ripley all day.
Yeah, I guess we'll go with Rhea Ripley.
I'm gonna go with the Stuka. I think she's gonna hold it till Becky Lynch gets back.
Well, that could be next week.
Really?
Could be. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, Becky, she's had the baby.
I know she's had the baby. I didn't know how long she was going to be out for.
Yeah, she'd have to be close. It would have to be really close. Well, the last match she wrestled was at WrestleMania a year ago, and she was pregnant at that point, but I don't think she knew or I don't know what was going on actually. But all right. So next up, okay, this is the most predictable one: Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus The Miz and Morrison. Who's winning? Who's winning this one, Ed?
Well, wow. The Miz and John Morrison. I have no idea.
That's my pick.
What?
Oh no! This is one. If you were ever going to bet the house on anything, Bad Bunny is winning this. Bad Bunny is he's just won. He just won a stack of Grammys. Like he's the celebrity. I'd never heard of him until he was on the wrestling, but he's just won a ton of like Grammys and stuff. So no, it's Bad Bunny's winning that one. Nah. Bad Bunny will pin the Miz.
Nah, Bet I don't anything. See it.
Okay, if Bad Bunny doesn't win, I'll do the next 6-pack naked. I'm confident.
I'm going with the Miz and Morrison.
It's just because you want to see me naked. What will be a snooze fest?
Steel cage match?
Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon in a steel cage match.
Okay. I'm going to call this one, and I'm going to tell you how it goes down. Strowman's going to whoop his ass through the whole thing. He's going to come with a coast-to-coast to sneak out the door. Shane McMahon is.
Yeah, I think Shane wins sneaky. Yeah, because it's the brains versus brawn. Like it's the whole brawn's stupid. But yeah, I think Shane wins with some, but he gets beaten up first pretty badly.
Yeah. They said Strowman's going to beat his ass through the whole thing until he pulls a coast to coast and then sneaks out the door.
Yeah, it'll be something like that. You know, there'll be some dodgy. Who do you think, Ed?
I have no idea what any of that shit means that Jay just said, but I'll go with that.
We can give you the background. So Shane McMahon is the son of Vince McMahon, the owner.
I remember them from when I was younger. Okay. You know, I know he's Vince's kid and shit, but I don't know what the hell. What do you mean pull a coast to coast?
Oh, he jumps from you know, it's a squared circle. He'll stand on one side and he'll jump from one side to the other, and with a flying drop kick.
Well, in all fairness, he is in his 50s now. So
he might not make it as far anymore. But yeah.
No. There'll be some shenanigans though. I mean, no one takes a bump like him.
It's a steel cage match, so there's no disqualification. So somebody will come in and attack Braun Strowman.
Oh yeah, it'll be Elias with his guitar.
Yeah. Now I used to watch wrestling when I was really young. So if he's anything like his dad, of course he's going to do something slimy and, you know, he'll win.
Yeah, I think Jeff. Actually, you know what? I think you're right. Shane's coming off the top of the cage, and that's how he'll win. He'll like go off the top of the cage, get put through a table, and his feet will touch the ground, so he'll win the match like that. Yeah. All right. So
Riddle versus Sheamus.
Versus Sheamus. Ed, what are your thoughts? Did you want the background?
I guess
Riddle is he's a former cage fighter who's like a stoner surfer bro who he rides around on a scooter. He ran into Sheamus, who's like this tough Irish guy, and Sheamus grabbed his scooter and belted him with it. So now they're fighting at WrestleMania for the US title.
Matt Riddle is just a giant douchebag. I've got to go with the Celtic. I got to go with the Celtic Warrior on this one.
Yeah, I guess we'll go with Sheamus then.
See, I want Sheamus to win, but Riddle will win because Vince McMahon likes him for some reason. All right, Cesaro versus Seth.
I used to like Seth.
Versus... Yeah, I know.
I used to really like Seth, but
I used to like Seth too.
Since he became the Messiah, he's just a giant douche canoe.
See, that's religion will do that to you. That's why you should deconvert.
So I got to go with Cesaro just because I hate Seth Rollins now.
Ed,
the bald guy. I don't know.
All right, Cesaro. Yep. I was going to say he kind of looks a bit like you, Ed. Yeah, a bit of a Cesaro.
Except he can actually grow a mustache.
Yeah, whatever.
This is true. Yeah, this is true. I'm going Seth Rollins to win. I would like Cesaro to win, but I think it'll be Seth. All right, so we've got Big E versus Apollo Crews.
I was wondering why he wasn't up there with the other two.
Oh, no, he's the IC champion now. And Apollo Crews, they're fighting in a Nigerian drum fight because, as it turns out, all this time, Apollo Crews all this time has actually been a Nigerian prince and a real one, not like one of those internet scammers. So now instead of having an American accent, he talks with a bit of an accent like this and emphasizes his words and talks about his Nigerian heritage.
Oh, good Lord.
It's like a really bad Kofi Kingston.
I'm going with Big E. I think Big E just going to beat him. Like Robert Egg said, Big E.
What do you reckon, Ed? Big E or Apollo?
I will go with the Apollo Crews guy. I don't know.
I'm thinking Big E wins, but I wouldn't be upset if Apollo did win because Apollo is freaking athletic as hell.
Big E's just a beast.
All right.
Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens. Now, I hope he beats the piss out of that bitch.
Sami Zayn has actually been doing the flat Earth thing. Someone mentioned because he's had this storyline where it's it's a big conspiracy that he keeps losing. He's always getting robbed, and someone said flat Earth, and he said, well, that sounds like an interesting theory. And I'm just like, God, no! But obviously in story, but so these guys used to they're in real life best friends. They've like wrestled everywhere. This is going to be a cracking match.
Yeah, I got to go with Kevin Owens though.
Oh, and hang on. Who's that really annoying fucking YouTuber? They've got him in the corner.
God, pick one.
Oh, he's Jake Paul.
Logan really? God.
One of the. Hang on, I'll click on the read more. That'll probably. Actually, no, I won't. It's one of them anyway. Yeah, I think it's Logan Paul, but he's in Sami Zayn or in one of their corners. I don't know. He's there. That's all we know. All right. Here we go. The last one. The Naomi and Lana versus Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke versus the Riot Squad versus Natalya and Tamina, with the winner getting a title shot for the women's tag team title, or the winners getting a shot at the women's tag team titles against Nia and Shayna. Which one do you like the look of there, Ed, or which two do you like the look of?
I don't know. The Riot Squad.
Okay.
That's not just a bad pick.
That's the Riot Squad there.
Okay.
All right.
That's not a bad pick. I'm going to go Natalya and Tamina.
Okay. I'm going to go one right out of left field. Massively out of left field here. I'm going to say Bayley and Charlotte.
Do you think they're going to be thrown in there?
Well, they don't have anything to do in it's WrestleMania.
That could be.
Last minute entry. It's a turmoil match.
I tell you what, though, if they come in, I would definitely go with those two.
Oh, yeah, they'd win it. No two ways. Although I do hope Billy Kay shows up. Or maybe the Iconics, just so we really get that Australian flavour back. Anyway, that's WrestleMania. That's my weekend when I'm not writing papers on contract law. That's me.
Hey, I like the whole Kofi Jamaican thing. I love that.
I loved it where he live on air forgot to use his Jamaican accent. And they're like, hang on, aren't you Jamaican? And he's like, oh
shit.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. I reckon we wrap it up. I think that's us. Ed's looking bored. When Ed looks bored, that's never a good thing. All right. Well, everyone, thank you for coming.
You don't want to talk about the next UFC fight?
Before we go, I'm having an open mic Monday morning at 8 a.m. Anybody wants to hop on, have a chat with me, let me know, whatever. If you think I'm going about this wrong, doing anything wrong or whatever, come on my channel, let me know.
Oh, that could be interesting. I'll be there. I'll be there watching at the very least. I might come in and troll you. Yeah. Why not? That'll be.
Or good. If you think I'm doing a good job, whatever, come on, let me know. If you're a smaller YouTube channel and just want to try and get your name out there, hop on.
What if I think you're doing a good job, but I just want to troll you?
That's cool.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much what we do on Six Pack anyway. Awesome. All right. Well, everyone, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is. It's almost morning again for me, so that's all right. Have fun, everyone. We'll see you all again at some point in the next week, I would say.
Be safe.
Later.